there is one of our client who is not earning anything through social media. We have worked with them now with almost 1 year, and she is now earning around 50 lakh rupees.
Too many people in your shoes would have given up. Too many people in your shoes would have felt helpless, and too many people in your shoes would have been like, yeah, my life is crap and I'm just gonna sit.
People are looking to make more accessible places, but at the end of the day, they are not completely auditing the places they are actually working on.
I am a little at a loss for words as to how to react to this.
I was diagnosed with Duchenne muscular dystrophy. It is a disease that affects your muscles since birth, but it gets more visible over time after 4 or 5 years.
How are people making money off of Instagram?
So basically, it is a I am Saaket, third. I'm the founder of GoConnect. It is a social media marketing agency that we are working on. Basically, we have worked with 150 plus brands in last 2 years. In these 2 years, we have worked with many brands, including some I've seen on Shark Tank brands, and many creators who became renowned YouTube creators, podcast creators, and into different fields of that have helped them to grow on social media. Beside that, we are into DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion, where we are helping people with disabilities to get employment, where people can uh, basically those who have some kind of disability and cannot get employment or due to these reasons, we help them to get employed either in our company or some other company through our connects. So in last 2 years, we have helped almost 50 plus people to get employment, and we have also we are also working in departments like awareness around inclusivity. I have given speech to more than 5 colleges till date, and that is what we are onto onto it currently. Yeah.
Before we get any deeper, absolutely love it. I feel like more of this is very, very important in the world, and more of this needs to be, incorporated into the world. We had Akash on the podcast recently, and even he had some, like, he had to face certain difficulties in the world because of lack of accessibility. And he gave a very good example. And his example was before we had spectacles, everybody else was, in the disability zone. If you could not read, you were in the disability zone. But now that everyone has specs, the world is treated as normal. So let's make the world a more normal place than anything else. Absolutely love the work that you're doing, Saaket.
Basically, when we go to most public places like cafes. Even if you will look for the public washrooms or public places, like there are many restaurants, even there are some malls at the moment who are not much accessible who are not much accessible. If you will go, either you will find stairs. Even if you will find a ramp and entrance, there will be a stage where you will go like elevator or a place where it will have stairs. Even after having a ramp at the entrance, it will have stairs inside. So that is a big thing, that it means that people are looking to make more accessible places, but at the end of the day, they are not completely auditing the places they are actually working on. Like there are some workplaces, they are looking to make their place accessible, but at the moment they haven't completed the complete audit of that place. That is it actually accessible? Like what we have done, that is it actually helping people with disabilities to access our place, come to our place and do their daily work? So that is the kind of thing that India is lacking behind. If we look for the corporate places, yes, most of the co-working places, or you want five-star hotels, those places are accessible. But the actual India lies in the urban areas. Like if you will go for the areas that have been built 40, 50 years back, most of the corporate places, corporate companies are there actually. So if you want to generate more jobs for the people with disabilities, we have to make sure that these places are more accessible. Like in Kolkata, if you will go to place like Rajarhat, it still has less number of offices compared to Salt Lake. Like Rajarhat is accessible, but Salt Lake is still not that much accessible for the people with disabilities. The offices were not that much accessible, especially the offices that it was made by startups, not like big industries like Wipro or PwC. They are run by small startups. So those startups doesn't look much towards that direction to make that workplace more accessible, inclusive for people with disabilities. So that is a concern. More of a thing, I think it is a kind of problem in awareness more than people do. It doesn't mean कि people don't want to do it, कि किसी को करना नहीं है, किसी को place accessible नहीं बनाना है. That is not a concern. Main problem is budget. In awareness नहीं है तो उन लोगों को लगता नहीं है कि we should invest in this area or not.
Definitely, I think the budget is a major concern. I think also, like what you said, the awareness put together with the budget. Oftentimes, the budget sort of wins out, and you have to you're like, if I can save this amount of money here. Also, I think they look at percentages, right? They're like, what is the number of people that we know? So a lot of people don't really take into account the numbers. So that is another major thing I feel that you end up losing out there. But I think the root of the problem is awareness.
It's a very funny conversation because what starts happening is that when you discuss macroeconomics, which is the study of nations, you start discussing what are capitalistic views, which means what are the things that the businesses should be aware of and the businesses should be putting money into, and what are government issues. Governmental issues are generally to do with welfare, and welfare generally bodes very well in the long run. A lot of the people who are not getting this access might be the Einsteins of the world, might be the actual Stephen Hawkings of the world. And because they're not getting this access, and because they're not, because they're not able to express themselves, or because they're not able to explore themselves, they are lost. They are lost to time, they're lost to nation, and all of their abilities are lost to the nations, right? So the long run welfare is a governmental issue, and the short run profits are generally because CEOs have pressure for short run profits. They can't help it. So this I think is a regulation issue. I feel it's more a regulation issue than anything else.
Yeah, because when you will look to companies like Wipro, PwC, they have a separate department to take care of the inclusivity of their workplace. But when it comes to startup, they doesn't have that kind of regulations. So why they will invest in that department? That is quite obvious if they are not having to do so, if they don't have a rule from the government to actually do that.
Definitely. Saket, since we are on the topic, would you care to elaborate about your condition and what you are going through currently?
Yeah, so basically, I was diagnosed with Duchenne muscular dystrophy. It is a disease that affects your muscles since birth, but it gets more visible over time after 4 5 years. Like I was diagnosed with it at the age of 4. That time, we even have talked with a doctor that is based in US. Even we have talked with doctors that are best doctor Alexander Matthew in India that time in a neurology and etc. That doctor has been told that in India there is no treatment of this disease, and even if I'm talking about the current time, it still doesn't have any solution as of now. You shouldn't send him to a school. This disease will keep increasing over time. It will keep harming him, and you should not send him to school. So basically, that was the time, and that time the accessibility concern and inclusivity concern was much higher than compared to today. Most of the schools were built at first floor, second floor, third floor, so it was not possible for me to go every day over there. I had to drop out from there. I was homeschooled for 5 years. After that, it was not permitting to give exams from home completely. After 10th, you cannot do after 10th you cannot be completely homeschooled in India. So I completed my metrics, and after that I had to drop out. After that, I haven't gone to any higher secondary exams or professional courses or exam. From the that age till the time I was drop out from 10th and till 18 years of age, I was just looking for different industries, different things. He kept on reading different things on internet to find out what I can do actually to do something of my own. When I was age of 18, basically, I have got into many things, starting from stock market, starting from the OTT business and etc. I have got into many businesses, but those things haven't much worked for me. But eventually, while doing these things, I was got more aware to the thing about the digital marketing. And since then, I was doing it from last 4 years and I think I have done very well in this department for now, till now.
I am a little at a loss for words as to how to react to this because, you know, our whole views are and our whole way of thinking is formed on yes, you first go to school, you first go to college, you get your education, and only then do you have like the knowledge to be able to even go into a job, forget starting a company. So the fact that you've done this after being homeschooled up until the 10th grade and not having options to be able to do professional, I mean, oh, sorry, no, not professional, but formalized education beyond that is amazing. I genuinely have no words to explain.
I have the perfect reaction. Absolutely, absolutely love it. I feel like too many people in your shoes would have given up. Too many people in your shoes would have felt helpless, and too many people in your shoes would have been like, yeah, my life is crap and I'm just gonna sit. But you sit here as an example, and you sit here like, you know, no matter what cards are dealt, make the best of them. Love it. Absolutely love it, Saket. So where do you go from there? What does digital marketing get you? Let's say you say you've tried your hands in so many different things, and you tried it in digital marketing, and you think you've made it, or you think you're making it now. Why do you feel that way?
Initially, I have started doing everything on my own because I tried to find out few institute or colleges where I can get some education related to digital marketing more. But when I gone more deeper into it, they all were asking for at least 10 plus 2 to get admission in the digital marketing institute. I still don't understand what it has to be done with 10 plus 2, but still it requires that. I haven't been able to join any particular institute to learn about digital marketing. So I find out different resources online that were available for free or available for a affordable cost to learn about the digital marketing. Basically, it is a YouTube expert or there are many different bloggers, etc. Whatever I have learned, I tried to apply it on my own. Like I created my own Instagram profile and started applying those strategies on my own profile. I haven't done it for any client और कोई client उसमें देता भी नहीं काम obviously बिना काम देखे कौन ही काम देता है पहले एक साल तो it haven't worked much it in 1 year I have got around 1,000 followers with by creating content every day. I haven't even in last 3 years there is not a single day left where I haven't created a content on Instagram. It's over almost 1,000 days till I am creating content on Instagram and it is close to 1,000 content if you will look on my Instagram. Eventually, after 1 year, adapted to strategies more. I have improved my design skills and other skills. And eventually, in March 2021, I will sorry 22 March 2022 the one of the content went viral. It was a reel that has got around 15 million views on Instagram. So that through that I have got more than 10,000 new followers on Instagram. It started to grow rapidly. Like in 3-4 months from 1,000 followers, I gained around 20K plus followers and DMs पूरा भर गया leads से it started pouring out the leads we have to basically keep a person to schedule all calls with them basically the leads that we are getting so उस leads को convert करते करते eventually after 4-5 months we have also featured in top 10 content creators in the field of digital marketing on Instagram from all over India. That was another achievement eventually that I haven't expected. So till that time, if slowly as our leads, our revenue started to increase, we focused more on generating leads of much higher businesses. And eventually, as I understood that कि अगर और बड़े businesses के साथ में काम करना है, if we want to work with more big businesses, we have to network more in the founders, with the founders of different startups, businesses. And since then, I have started attending more events that are where we can find founders who are doing some great work in the field of D2C or any kind of services, businesses in Kolkata or even from the other cities. That time I understood while I started visiting those events, in India at the current time, we don't have anyone in the field of entrepreneurship in people with disabilities because once I started attending those events, I was the only person over there with a disability and no one else was there. So I found there is a huge gap. After a few months, I have attended an event in Bangalore. It was a startup event. There I find at least 5-6 people who had some kind of disability and they are networking very well with the other entrepreneurs, founders, and they are helping them, they are working with them. I find that this is a thing that is basically lacking in Kolkata. You are not finding anyone in people with disabilities to in the entrepreneurship field. I was the only one. अगर कुछ बदलना है, so we have to bring more people into this. So that from that time, I have started working on coaching people with disabilities to open their own social media marketing or whatever kind of businesses they want to do. I am providing them coaching to grow their business through social media and get into entrepreneurship if they are not getting employment anywhere.
Saket, coming back to the digital marketing first, you say you created content on a everyday basis for about 1,000 days. How? In a very simple manner, how?
I will have to tell you ki if you want to create daily content on social media, you have to make a lot of sacrifices. A lot of sacrifices. Like if in lockdown, when everyone were enjoying, I lock myself in a room for an hour every day and create content for that day. Eventually, it's going well. It's been 3 years. So see,
So, if you have to say 5 steps to create daily content, what would they be?
okay, whatever happening outside, lock yourself inside in a room. एंड हेडफोन्स लगा लो कि बाहर की आवाज ना डिस्ट्रैक्शन ना हो वरना बाहर जाने का फिर मन करेगा when family were enjoying there were guests in your home. That is the first step and most crucial step. Second step, eventually when you start creating content daily, your speed will actually increase. Like initially I used to take 3 hours to create one content, and eventually it kept dropping, and now I create content in around 40 minutes every day. So basically that is one thing that will get into your practice. Really, when you started to grow, if you can invest on some paid tools, like there are many AI tools available in currently in the market. There are some copywriting tools available. There are some graphics tools where we can get actually the exact graphics we are looking for our content. I used to spend around 1 to 1.5 hours just to find those graphics, copies, etc. But now it doesn't take any time because paid tools are usually get it done within minutes, seconds even. Get a content scheduling tool for you. A paid content scheduling tool will help you to analyze a lot of things about your content. So whenever you are creating content daily, you will be able to analyze what happened to the content that you have uploaded yesterday, how the Instagram algorithm are performing at the moment. Like Instagram algorithm doesn't perform equally at every time. Sometimes कुछ होता है कि reach started to decrease और वो सबके लिए होता है. It happens for everyone at the same time. You should be more updated about it because you will see कि मेरा reach क्यों drop हो रहा है, why my reach is dropping. But it is happening because the change in the algorithm and it is happening with everyone. So these are few things that you need to stay updated with. Keep reading more about your industry, your niche. Like I spend daily 30 minutes reading about my niche industry more on different platforms, like from different blogs or different articles. I am following many people on LinkedIn who are posting content around it. Through that, you have consume as much content as you can because getting a content idea every day is really tough. Initially, it used to take 40 minutes every day for me just to find out the right content and research more about it. But now, we on Sunday or any weekday, we fix a day and take around 3 to 4 hours and write all the content ideas in a sheet and create a content calendar. Now I think I have that much of knowledge that I can brainstorm 5 to 10 content ideas within a few hours. To get content ideas, you have to get knowledge more about your industry. As much knowledge you have about your industry, you will be able to generate more content about it. So that is basically the 5 points that I will recommend everyone to look into if they are looking to create content daily. But if you are not ready to make much sacrifices, then I will recommend don't create content daily. Create as much as you can.
Basically, good content is like butter chicken. It takes time to create, takes no time to consume, and it takes a lot of sacrifice to actually make it good.
8 घंटे पहले मैरिनेट करना पड़ता है.
I have a stellar exercise for this episode. Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
So, a podcast comes to you. They are called Thought Bistro. And you're going to onboard the podcast and you're going to help them explode. So, what would be the first steps that you would take the podcast through, and what would be your recommendation for the podcast. And the podcast does episode with founders. So let's go with that.
Yeah. So basically, for a podcast that is on the entrepreneurship and do it with founders, the most major thing will be networking. Network with as much founders as you can to bring up the founders who are very well known in the industry. Those founders can actually share your content on social media or share your content in their network. Your podcast can become viral overnight. Like it has the capability to get some deep inside viewers who are interested into watching podcast, who are which are featuring founders and they want to learn more about the entrepreneurship. It will be difficult initially to find viewers, but if you can find people who are already well known and people want to watch them, then those people can bring the viewers for you. You don't have to do personally much to get those viewers in your profile. बेसिकली आई विल से जस्ट उसको लगाओ, किसी को लाओ और वो आपको वायरल बनाएगा, वो आपके लिए हर काम करेगा, आपको कुछ नहीं करना है अगर कोई सही में कोई फेमस बंदा है तो.
Follow up question. We get a famous person, one episode does very well. How do we make sure that those people who have come thanks to that famous person stick to us rather than move to the next podcast that that particular person does?
If I will say कि you have approached a founder that has 100K viewers, okay, for just giving to your example. Out of those 100K viewers, 10K viewers are coming to your podcast. They are watching your video from start till end. Okay, when you will upload your next video, YouTube will automatically recommend your video to them. And if you have another good founder in your podcast, they will watch it again, and eventually if they start watching 2 3 videos regularly with consistency, YouTube will start recommending your videos every time. Like even if they skip one of your videos, it will still recommend in their suggestions page. And if your content started liking by a few people, YouTube will also recognize that yes, this is the podcast that people are liking. Actually people are getting some value. More people who watch YouTube and they watch more content around founders, entrepreneurship, business, marketing, or even these kind of fields, YouTube will automatically recommend your video to them. So you will start getting not only those followers from their network, but also from a new network. Like अगर हम लोगों को कुछ और लोग को लाना है अपनी दुकान में, तो अपनी दुकान में भीड़ भी दिखाना पड़ता है ना. लोग कुछ करते हैं कि 2 3 लोग को अपने ही बंदे को खड़े कर देते हैं शॉप में कि वो भीड़ देख के more people will come.
We are on the right track, people. We have Saaket here, all the Saaket fanboys, all 10,000, 20,000 of you from Instagram. Make sure to watch this. Let's prove him.
Now it's around 35,000.
35,000 people. Make sure to watch this. Based on the mathematics, we should have 300 new subscribers from just this video. So let's make it happen. Let's, abide by the law set by Saaket here. We love you guys.
Yeah.
Saket, are you comfortable discussing financials?
Yeah.
So what is the numbers that you have done? You said this is a company that you've started 2 years back or 3 years back. You said you've worked with over 150 different people. You worked with creators, you worked with podcasts, you worked with companies. What is the kind of revenues you have done?
So basically, I have started in 2019. Initial 1 year was not very good. Like we haven't got a single client for the first year. And after 1 year, when I started getting leads through Instagram, I was doing freelancing for the content creators and brands. For 1 year, I continued doing freelancing. But eventually in 2022, I stopped freelancing completely. Like I wanted to build something, a brand. So that time I started and done the registration of my own business, GoConnect. And after the establishment of GoConnect, for the first 6 months, we didn't had much clients on it. But eventually, when we start getting more clients through networking and different fields, we have worked with over 150 plus clients. Our business have that kind of business model that generates 80% net profit for us, at least 80% net profit. If we are charging someone 10,000 rupees, we are actually bringing 8,000 rupees to our home after all the expenses of our employees, our team members, our basically our tools that we have to buy every month. That is a business model. So through that, we in last 1 year we have generated monthly average revenue of around 6 to 8 lakhs per month, and in that you can calculate we have 80% net margin.
So I was mistaken. You've not been at this company for 3 years. This has just been it's a year and a half that this company has been running.
Yes, you can say actually it's running from 2 years, but for 6 months it haven't worked much.
Saket, would you like to give us three tools that every person who looks to create content should go for? If you had to pick your top three paid tools that you would recommend to every content creator out there.
Current time everyone wants to create more videos on Instagram. I don't prefer that much ki only reels banao. I find ki there is still much capability in providing value through courses or pictures. So basically, if you want to create more reels, I will recommend to at least get Adobe Premiere Pro. Adobe Premiere Pro will help to get make your reels more attractive, because there is much competition in the market and you have to attract people in these first couple of seconds in every reels, and Adobe Premiere Pro can help you to make those part very interesting and attractive in your reel. That is the first tool. Second tool that is obvious, and I think most of the people in India are using it, is Canva. It helps you to create amazing graphics in. If you want to create anything and want to add basic graphics to anything, Canva can be more than enough. And third tool that I just recently started using and finding it very much helpful is ChatGPT 4, because the ChatGPT 4 is great. ChatGPT 3.5 is free. I will say कि अगर ChatGPT 4 use करना, if you have starting to use it, you will find that ChatGPT 3.5 is nothing. It is not much helpful. ChatGPT 4 is like actual human. It has the capability of actual human to do the work of actual humans. That is one thing. And second thing, if you want to get the right result, it doesn't matter how much capable AI is, you still have to basically put the right prompt and right command to it. Until that, it doesn't gonna give you the right result that you are looking for the content.
I'll add some tips and tricks to the GPT-4 part because me and Vishrut have been really, really exploring that. So there's this tool called Poe, P-O-E. If you go on Poe, you have a prompt engineering chatbot. So whatever you want to do, you put it in and it'll give you like the perfect prompt. If you want to use GPT-4 for free, go to Bing Chat, and the creative mode in Bing Chat is GPT-4. So you can access GPT-4 chatbot for free at least, not the API key, but the chatbot. That should be enough for any kind of copywriting needs that you have. If you have coding specific needs, there's this thing called perplexity.ai, which is built on GPT 3.5. Per hour, you get 5 inputs, which will run on GPT-4. So you can use those. And there are ways around it. Of course, you buy it; it's just easier. But there are ways around it to get your hands dirty and to get your feet in the Ganga per se, and like go from there.
So, what would these three cost? If we had to give a per month cost for these three tools, what would the cost be?
So I think Adobe Premiere Pro costs around 15,000 rupees for a year. It costs around 15,000 rupees for a year. If you are talking about Canva, we are using Canva Teams. So basically for that, we are paying around 900 rupees every month. That is second. And third thing, I think it's been just 1 month since we have purchased ChatGPT 4, and it costed around $14, I think. Yeah.
Lovely. So that's about what, 3,000 rupees a month.
Yeah, there are few more tools that we are using beside that, but basically I don't recommend that those tools to use initially, because if you are a small agency or a freelancer, these are the tools that will be more than enough for you.
We kind of skimmed over very quickly since we are on the topic of cost of goods that you built a business that is giving you around 80 lakhs profit after taxes. Is it profit after taxes?
No, it is before taxes.
Before taxes, but it is giving you 80 lakhs in net profits before taxes.
Yeah.
And you've built this in a span of a year and a half, which is absolutely crazy. You're killing it. Absolutely love it. I want to go deeper into the costs. So, other than just the cost of tools, what are the costs of your teams? How big is your team? And where do you see yourself in like 5 years? Let's go 5 years, 3 years, 1.5 year, because you're shooting at 1.5 year pace. So, give me a 1.5 year, give me a 3 year, give me a 5 year. Where do you see yourself?
Yeah. So basically, if you will say in the case of expenses, we are currently having 6 people in our team. We work remotely. We want to hire talent from all over India, not just Kolkata or locally. Also, we only hire people with disabilities in our team as of now because it is something that I am more passionate about. So basically, it will get a bit difficult to find them in Kolkata itself. And also, if we are opening our office, more people will actually hesitate to join the company, or because if they got to know that they have to go every day to the office. So we are providing them work from home. Through that, we are getting more exposure if we are working in this department. Most of them are intern, as I recommend them to work with us for a year or 2 years, learn more about the entrepreneurship, founders, and how marketing, etc. And then you should start your own business. I don't recommend anyone to stay on a job for their lifetime. Basically, that is my thing. I don't find you should be in your limits for a whole life. You should try to make something out of your own. So it costs us around 6 to 7K per team member, and you can take it around 30K to 40K. It charges every month for our team members.
Apart from team members, what are the other costs that you have?
Yeah, so basically, we have currently only two costs for tools and team members. One of the major costs for marketing, we basically keep sponsoring few events. Like in recently, one of the events happened at Lalit Great Eastern. It was a digital Bengal events where all marketing agencies have came. We have sponsored that event. Then there is another event happening at end of the September. We have sponsored that as well. So that is another cost beside it that we are doing.
Saket, you say you are a digital marketing company. What are the kind of services that you offer? What is the stuff that you do for people, and what are the sort of basic price ranges that you have?
When we are getting businesses and creators both. 60% of our margin comes from creators and 40% are businesses. So basically, through that, we are helping them create content that could resonate with their audience, like the target audience. How we can provide value to the target audience, because कोई भी आपकी profile में तब नहीं आता if you just keep selling your products कि please purchase my product, my product has this service, my product this have benefits, like that. इतना sales भी होने से people don't follow you. We do here is we help them to provide right content, potential content, and that kind of content we basically create on our own, like through courses or reels using graphics. In some cases, we tend to create some videos that are more interactive, or live videos of the product, the services, or even of the founder. We have a cameraman or team who goes to their place and basically do the recording. They bring full setup for them. That has a separate cost. We basically claim that we are the most affordable in the Kolkata as of now, because I think in Kolkata you will find most of the agencies price ranges from 20K to 30K, in the range of 20K to 30K. But our range starts from just rupees 8K to 12K, because our main purpose is to bring more people to content creation. Like many people in India are currently want to get into content creation, but actually they don't know how to really optimize their content and what kind of content they should create. But they cannot afford a marketing agency or a freelancer for their business or for their content creation work. Here, what we do is we provide them services that are very affordable to them to bring them into content creation. And second thing is, basically more clients come through referrals. Today someone is not getting any clients from on social media. What we do here is we help them to make a business on social media or become a content creator. Suppose many of our creators have started earning well. Like for suppose someone is earning 1 lakh rupees every month after a year. That time we can start charging them 30,000, 40,000 rupees out of it. Like if we are helping someone or helping them to grow a business and generate a revenue, they will not disagree to renew with you anytime. So that is how our business model works. So the 8K to 12K range of amount doesn't bring much revenue for us. Actually, those are brands and businesses who are paying us 40,000, 60,000 rupees per month. There is one of our client who is not earning anything through social media, but we have worked with them now with almost 1 year, and she is now earning around 15 lakh rupees only through social media. Now we are charging 70,000 from her. Initially, we have started from 6,000 rupees.
Wow, crazy. Saket, let's put some examples to this. Let's say a manufacturer from Haryana comes to you. They manufacture something, textile, wood, whatever. So let's say a manufacturer from Haryana comes to you and asks you that I want to onboard this, because one discussion is you're going to use a lot of stock footage and you're going to make content for them. The other discussion is what would you ask the manufacturer to do? Do they shoot their own video, or do you have some kind of a method to that? Or let's also add an example of, let's say someone manufactures or does handmade suits, handmade saris or something like that. What can you do for them? Let's have these two examples and let's see what your firm does for them.
The manufacturer is actually supplier also. Like if they are a D2C brand, they are providing their manufactured products directly to the customer. There are few cases when people are actually doing it. And there is a second case where it is a B2B business. Like it is providing service, providing products to malls, different brands or stores from different cities in India. It will depend on that. I will give one scenario for both of the thing. Like if someone is a D2C brand, we will set up a e-commerce marketing funnel for them. We will get a product photo shoot done with models actually. It will be a bit costlier for them initially, but as it a D2C brand requires some investment initially. So after the complete photo shoot of the brand, we set up the e-commerce marketing, do the SEO work for them to basically range, rank their products on the search engine. But the most major part will come on the performance marketing side. Like initially, when no one knows about your brand, performance marketing plays a very vital role because we have to reach people who are actually looking for sarees. So that is how we can make that brand more known. So for that, what we have to do is we have to create a funnel. So she or whatever start getting the ads of that particular product or brand everywhere she is looking. Like if she's going through on social media, organically she has seen seen a ad from one of her models or influencer marketer. Now from performance marketing side, we will target the exact same person again through ads. Even if that brand is not well known, it will basically create a circulation in mind that हमको ये ब्रांड पता है, आई नो अबाउट दिस ब्रांड. ऐसा होता है कहीं तो देखा है, ये कहीं तो देखा है इसे. She will start exploring the product, and if she will like the design, she can directly make the purchase. That is one thing on a D2C side. And when it comes to B2B side, it is more about the outreach. What we prefer is email marketing or Instagram outreach, because on B2B sides, you have to basically create awareness to business people that we are providing services in this products in this category. We are providing sarees, and you are actually looking for it. We are providing it a very affordable cost. Beside marketing, there are few couple of more things that will depend on this. But on when I'm talking about a marketing side is targeting more business people. But there is one of the exception in this case. In performance marketing, you doesn't get the option to target business people from a specific industry, so you cannot do that. Plus the business people doesn't explore the social media side much. Like they don't keep scrolling on reels or explore page for a whole day. They don't have that much time. We cannot just make the content show them organically. We have to go for an inorganic way. Like there is some platforms like India Mart, we can try to reach out them through that. Or we can do is beside that we can always do outreach. Outreaching is the best part. Third part is the email marketing. Basically, these three are the channels we will work on the B2B side. And there are many more things that a brand can do in a D2C side. But on B2B side, there are only a couple of things that needs more focus.
Saket, what is performance marketing?
Performance marketing is basically running ads through Google Ads and Facebook Meta Ads. It is a paid channel where you basically put 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 50,000 rupees, whatever your budget, you can run ads worth of that.
Saket, where are you in a year and a half? Where are you in 3 years? Where are you in 5 years?
When I have started, initially it was just about basically gaining something for of my own. Like if someone is ki kya karega. Most of the people were in tension or in trauma that what he will do initially. So after, if I will talk about 4 5 years back. So, but initially, so my mindset was just to earn something for myself. I used to think even if I will be able to earn 20 30,000 rupees a month, it will be more than enough for me. At that time, I used to think. So from that time till today, now I don't have much goals in perspective of money. I don't have much goals in perspective of revenue, but I want to help more people, like in terms of brands or creators to make their own living through social media, or in terms of people with disabilities to get them more employment. If we can grow, I will be able to get employment for more people with disabilities, because at the end of the day, that is the main objective for me.
How are people making money off of Instagram? You said that person is now making 15 lakh rupees off of Instagram. What does that mean?
It's the total revenue that she's getting after all the expenses. So basically, it is a finance creator. Basically, she is providing tips around finance, and through finance, she is providing services like personal consultancy. For she is charging 15,000 rupees for a 20-minute call. That is the most main business resource for her. She do 5 6 calls every day, so you can calculate the revenue through that. Beside that, there is many affiliate programs, like we have helped her to tie up with agencies like Grow or Motilal Oswal, and through that she promote these brands, and whoever registers through her reference, she keep getting revenue through her. Like I will tell, if just singly Motilal Oswal pay her 1.5 lakhs every month just for the referrals that go through her profile. There are many more revenues, like brands reach out to promote their products, and there are also now the Insta reels on Meta on Facebook are providing revenue. There are many more different on social media. Basically, there are around one dozen of like 12 revenue sources, and you have to utilize them all if you want to generate a good handsome revenue through it.
Saket, where did this drive of I want to do something for myself come from? We spoke about you being homeschooled, you spoke about you not having options for, formal education programs. It's very easy to give up. Where did this no, I'm going to make something of myself, or no, I have to do something of myself come from?
Yeah. Even if initially I will talk to you कि I didn't know कि business कैसे बनाते हैं, I don't know how to reach out people, how to get clients. I don't used to know anything about it. I think कहीं से if I can get some job, so I start reaching out to more people that I know a bit about digital marketing, social media marketing. I can do a job for you. And one of the marketing agencies has offered me 5,000 rupees for working 8 hours a day for 6 days a week, and I have almost accepted that offer that time. They are paying 5,000 rupees per month.
For 48 hours of work every week.
Yes. For that, they were paying 5,000 rupees. Because I wanted to get into a job, but basically that was not an option that was available for me. Because no one was willing to give a job, or someone is willing to give a job, they used to offer these kind of packages, like if you can see. Through that, I also be 5,000. What I will do? What is the secondary option? Secondary option is freelancing. I watch more YouTube videos. I get to know about the freelancing and how to do freelancing. And through that, I was creating consistently on Instagram, because I was thinking कि करके तो देखते हैं, ट्राई करते हैं, let me create content daily every day. I had in mind कि कुछ होगा नहीं. I fixed it in mind and continued was creating content around it. It was basically a wait and watch period for me. Ki, let's see what happens in future. Let me continue doing what I am doing at the moment. But after 6 months, my perspective changed a lot about how what is growth. Like from revenue, I switched to helping more people. That became the main target, and that was the thing that it keeps changing for me in my mind. That was earlier that Vishrut what has asked me ki, what is your goal in 5 years. I don't set any goals for 5 years actually, because I think this my mindset keeps changing on, like like previously I had goals in terms of revenue. Then I changed it to terms of helping more people. And now I have a goal in health of reaching out to more people. That's so goal basically keeps changing out. So I don't fix a 5 year goal. But the one thing that I was more particular to it, even if something looks impossible to you, I will not tell ki this is impossible, this thing cannot happen even without trying. This thing I have from initial days कि why you are telling कि ये impossible ये चीज नहीं होता. Have you tried it? एक बार try कर लो. I know you will fail, but still you will be able to claim that this is impossible after the proof. I will tell even in my family, relatives, friends, everywhere, people used to tell कि सोशल मीडिया में कुछ नहीं बनता है, सोशल मीडिया में बिजनेस नहीं होता है, सोशल मीडिया से कैसे बिजनेस होगा, how you will get at them. और उसमें लगता है डिजिटल मार्केटिंग बहुत ज्यादा ट्रेंड में था, सो एवरीवन टेलिंग कि वन बस ये ट्रेंड है चला जाएगा, इट इज अ short term boom and all that. But I kept doing it. I will not get into these claims until I will give my best for a year. And after a year, automatically things working out. And from that time, it was not no looking back.
Saket, another saying that comes up very much on our podcast is that this whole concept of the proof of the pudding lies in the eating. बोलने से कुछ नहीं बनता. Saying things unless you've actually done it. The doing is the proof. So, anything you say, anything you claim, until you've done it, until you set that standard for yourself, there is no meaning to it. And that is kind of the reason we started this podcast and we started getting founders on this podcast, is because you guys are setting that standard. So, speaking of setting that standard, it is amazing to see the way you've set that standard for yourself. I think it will be so easy for someone in your position to be like, life has dealt me a bad hand and I'm just going to sit and be like, I'm going to rue my missed opportunities, so as to say. So it is so great to see that you're building this, and we would love to be a part of you building this forward. How does one get in touch with you? How does anyone reach you if they want to get connected to GoConnect and they want your help in marketing?
Yeah, sure. So even if someone wants to know more about our services or wants to more about us, they can reach out to me on LinkedIn. It is my name on LinkedIn is Saaket Tharad, and on Instagram you can find me as Digital Saaket. You can find me on these names. And even if you are looking to get some tips, if you are starting an entrepreneurship journey and if you want to get some tips around digital marketing, or even if you are people with disability and looking for basically motivation or looking for something, some guidance, feel free to reach out. Anyone who is watching this podcast.
Guys, all of Saket's details are going to be on your screen. They're all going to be in the description below. So please feel free to reach out. If any of you do want to go through us to get through him, so please do feel free to reach out to us as well, and we would be happy to link you to him. So, Saket, coming to a close, we have this tradition on our podcast where we ask you a question that has been asked by a previous founder, and then you have to leave a question for the next founder. The question for you is, if you could change one thing about your daily routine, what would you change and why?
Okay. So basically, if I will talk about changing something in daily routine. As a founder, it is very much important for you to look at your health side, because most of the founder are not doing it even in current days. They are just hustling for a whole day, 12 hours a day, but not giving much time to their own fitness. So that is one thing that I will tell ki if I will want to change the schedule of my, I will like to wake up a bit more early if possible. Like I wake up around 9 a.m. and sleep around 2 a.m. Even if some kind of with some adjustment, if we can wake up a bit more early and sleep more early and manage the business in a way that we can conduct a meeting with those international clients early morning, that will be better.